I'm returning to Clinton Parish, and Tampa's my community. I grew up here, went to school here, and my wife and I make our home here. What makes Tampa special are its people. So when I represent someone injured in my community, it's personal. Call my office and speak to a real lawyer and not some referral service. I will fight the insurance companies to get the settlement that you deserve. At the law office of Clinton Parish, we take the pain out of being hurt.
If you're looking for quality seafood with friendly service, then the Fish Shack is the place for you. We're fast, fresh, and convenient, and ready to serve you today. You can order online and come in, or pick up your food curbside. We have outdoor seating as well. Need something to cool your taste buds? We have tasty daiquiris that you're sure to love. So come see us today at the Fish Shack in Byram, where we have great seafood and good daiquiris.
Okay, so how long have you been coming to Stan's?
Since 1987. I've forever loved Stan's Burgers because the people, they're real people. They help the community, and their family own and operate. And the food, the quality, and service has always been phenomenal. And anywhere I'm at, I always recommend people to them. It's great food, and you get enough love for your money. If you need a good place to eat and you want a good environment to support the community and support the effort of the Jackson community, I recommend Stan's Super Burger to you because, like I said,
HBCU League Pass. Watch your favorite black colleges. Some of the best players in the land. HBCU League Pass. It's game time. I'm proud and I love my HBCU. HBCU League Pass. Watch your favorite black colleges. Some of the best players in the land. HBCU League Pass. It's game time. I'm proud and I love my HBCU.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and for all those who's listening and watching it from around the world. And we are now live from the corner of Dalton and Lynch Street. It's the show where we take you inside the game before the game begins. It's the Pregame. With your host, Charles Bishop and Neely. So get ready, because we pregame harder than the other show's party. It's the Pregame.
And welcome into another beautiful Saturday football for Jackson State. It is the pregame show here on the Black College Sports.
You left me hanging, man.
Bishop and Neely, man, you got all sorts of action going on where you are, man. I'm here live from Malone Stadium here at University of Louisiana Monroe, but you got all the action over there by you, buddy.
Hey, well, the action is going to be where you are at 7 p.m., Chuck. I'm here at the team hotel, and players are walking by, going to walk through before we get ready to get on the bus and head over to Monroe so I can fist bump you, Chuck, when I get there. You beat us there, Chuck.
Yeah, I did. I've made all the pleasantries, if you will. Fine people, fine staff over here at UL Monroe. They've been so gracious to me, opened up the press box and everything. It's been so far so good before we get the pleasantries on the football field.
Yeah, good deal, Chuck. Glad that you're there on site at the stadium. We will be leaving here, the team hotel in Jackson, about 2:45 p.m. Central Time, headed your way. So we'll see you soon. The staff is here. The players are here, getting ready to do some last-minute walkthroughs in one of the big ballrooms, something a lot of NFL teams do when they're sequestered the day before a game at the team hotel. Wake up that morning, have lunch, look at a little film, go through some last little lessons, have that walkthrough on carpet. Get those mental reps back going before you get on that bus ride to the stadium.
There you go. No doubt about it. 117 miles separates Jackson from Monroe, but this is the first meeting for Jackson State and UL Monroe, Neil.
Yeah, and it's going to be a historic meeting in a lot of regards because you not only have the two schools playing for the first time, you have Coach Prime Deion Sanders coaching against a Bowden for the first time. And so there's going to be some commemoration of the special relationship that the two universities share with Coach Bowden, who passed earlier this football season. So you're going to see some pageantry in that regard and see some pleasantries exchanged between those two head coaches. But then it's game time, Chuck.
Yeah, I mean, you have a lot of storylines galore in this game. Jackson State special teams coach, Alan Ricard, he's a 3-year letterman here at ULM from 1996 to 1998. You also got starting cornerback, Kerrick Wiggins. He was a starter here at UL Monroe. Now he is a part of our Jackson State football team.
Warren Newman, Christian Allen just walked by. I had to shout them out, man. Hey, Warren Newman, man, what about in the car last night? National TV put the points up.
Yeah, they did. Shout out in the car.
So this team, as you just mentioned, is full of guys from Louisiana. Warren Newman just walked by from New Orleans. His team was on last night. Going on, fellas, you all right? Last night, national TV, his high school team in the car. But Chuck, as you mentioned, playing University of Louisiana Monroe today over in the big city of Monroe, Ouachita Parish. You know, I got a ton of Ouachita Parish women's stories, but we can say those later today.
Please.
Hey, it's almost like Charles Barkley and San Antonio. You know, they're gonna take us off there, Chuck. If I tell them Ouachita Parish women's stories.
You know Ouachita Parish stories, but I know you got many of them. But a great game that we're looking forward to today with Jackson State and ULM. It is a FCS versus FBS matchup. You know, nearly 8 times already in this 2021 season, we've had an FCS team knock off an FBS team, looking to make it 9 today with Jackson State ULM. Yeah,
I tell you what, Chuck, and there are some believers out there, not just at 1400 Lynch Street. Did you see Vegas adjust those odds?
I did.
Thursday night, Friday morning, you could have turned $100 into 1,300. What's going on, man? You good? But then they dropped that down to -5 instead of -24. So somebody is changing their minds out there. I tell you that.
It sounds like Ace Rothstein got the call from Kansas City.
Or the Kansas City Mac.
Exactly.
Called in Booty Farnsworth.
Kansas City Mac called in Booty Farnsworth. Exactly. But it should be a great game. We listen to
Coach Michael Pollard.
I see Coach Michael Pollard coming in.
I coach you smooth, man.
Yes, indeed. When we listened to Terry Bowden's press conference, he mentioned the talent that Jackson State has in a lot of ways. He mentioned in his press conference even more talented than potentially this UL Monroe team.
Certainly more talented than when ULM signed this deal. I can tell you that much. You know, a lot has changed than when this game is scheduled. As many of you guys out there know, we got an educated, passionate fan base. These games just don't come about the year that they're being played. They were discussed, you know, a couple of seasons before. So the landscape has changed in both of those programs. I mean, you're talking about, you got Rich Rodriguez is over there as offensive coordinator.
Exactly.
You know, you got Deion Primetime Sanders as head coach at Jackson State, and Dennis Thurman as defensive coordinator, and Jeff Weeks from the NFL as D-line coach. So there's a lot of nuances and dynamics that have changed since this game became a game for both teams on paper. Now that we're here to play it, and Jackson State's been performing well in a lot of categories the first 2 games of the season. And you saw Vegas, any of you guys out there who watched the Lions, you saw that line narrow over the past 48 hours.
Yes, it did.
Saw it narrow.
Yes, it did. Oh my, how things have changed in a year. This time last year, Neely, rumors were all about Jackson. And look what we opened underneath the Christmas tree, if you will.
Yeah, man. Matter of fact, it was posted on our social media today, the interview that you and I did with WJTV when they were talking about the rumors on this day, September 18th, a year ago. And you talk about rumors then, what about the rumors now? No one a year ago believed he was even coming. And now all the rumors are that he's leaving.
Exactly.
So 1 year later, still rumors, still about the same guy, just the door going the other way. But I can tell you this, Chuck, and it mirrors what we may get into later about those Washington Parish women. Let me tell you something out there to all my listeners. If you're dating somebody that don't nobody else want, break up with them now.
Ameliism to start the show.
Break up with them now. You can never fire a bad employee too soon. If don't nobody else want them, I'm telling you that's a problem. And we have a guy that people want, so those rumors are going to grow and grow. It's all good. D-line coach Jeff Weeks stopping by. He's heading on around the corner to the walkthroughs, man. Around the corner in a bigger ballroom. Offensive and defensive walkthroughs about to take place. Let me tell you where we are, Chuck. We're actually out here at the Refuge Resort.
Yes.
Connected to your favorite golf course when you're in town, when you're back home. Right there. Yes, what's going on, Coach? You good? So the players, one thing that we do is stay sequestered the night before a game, whether it's a home game or a short drive away. So they checked in here yesterday afternoon. Y'all good? Fist bumps all around. My man, you all right? So it's hey Chuck, it's lively here. It's a living room. People,
it's very much so. Very much so.
People are walking on by here. Let me get out the way. You're good?
Guys are coming in the view, getting us last mental reps, as you mentioned, going through
walk. Hey, got the glasses on. We got the glasses on, Chuck. Be serious today. I should have broke out the glasses.
Yeah, you got to.
So yeah, we're out here at the Refuge Resort, the Sheraton. They got the lazy river out here connected to the Refuge golf course. I remember that's what Coach Phillips with you at, man. Didn't he hook you out here?
Yeah, you would mention that, wouldn't you? Yeah. Yes, indeed. I got a pretty thorough look from Coach Phillips. He is a bit of a scratch off.
Right down the way down. He's down there chilling, getting his mental reps in. Coach, you good? Yeah, man, cannot complain, man.
Yes, indeed. You mentioned Jeff Weeks. He walked in the shot there, but we're talking about a defense that had just an awesome performance last week against Tennessee State. 8 sacks, but James Houston, 4.5 sacks, 10 tackles, 5 tackles for a loss. He had a tremendous game last week.
He did have a tremendous game, Chuck. And one thing I love, and Roy, you can get ready to cue it up. We had a conversation with James Houston before the game. Part of the pregame show is emphasis in the pre-part, so we were out there and he's getting warmed up and getting his mind right. And we spent about a minute or so with him talking about what goes through his head as he's preparing for a game. And he went on to have a big game. Let's take a listen to that interview. James Houston getting loose and ready for the game here at the Southern Heritage Classic. James, what's your thought process, this time before kickoff as you get ready?
So right now I'm really just thinking about my assignments. A little bit of daydreaming, just kind of envisioning plays being made before I get on the field, getting loose and stuff. Just doing your assignment, you do your assignment, we're going to win the game.
Speaking of assignments and big plays, you made a big play at the end of last week against FAMU. You still got the battle scar from it, little stitches there. What are you looking for as your impact on this particular game?
Almost the same thing. Just make big plays, cause a shift in the game almost. So just do whatever I can, but mostly just do my job.
Hey, that's James Houston, one of the anchors on this Tiger defense, getting loose as we get ready to head into kickoff for the Southern Heritage Classic. It's Neely with the pregame show, straight from the Tiger's mouth.
Welcome back into the pregame show. Bishop and Neely here on the Black Collar Sports Network. As the WJSU crew, they're getting ready to get coming here into the radio booth with me. But I tell you what, you talk to James Houston, you talk about the game he had last week, 4.5 sacks. And I tell you what, he was loaded for bear from the jump, and he really put a lot of pressure on Tennessee State's quarterbacks.
He did, man. And I've coined the phrase like James Worthy, big game James.
Yes.
That's what I call him now. And please don't think that Tennessee State just happened. It happened in Miami, and so I expected that to happen in Monroe. So we're looking forward to that defensive line play. And Chuck, I tell you what now, if I can just reach into my Bullwinkle hat and pull out what I think is going to happen. I think ULM is going to try to run the ball. And let me tell you why I think they're going to try to run the ball. It's not because they think we have a weak defensive line. It's because they want to keep our strongest asset off the field. And the longer you can keep Shedeur Sanders on the sideline, keep those receivers on the sideline, the better your chance are controlling the clock and the scoreboard. So I'm looking for ULM to try to establish some dominance in that run game. And who can quickly change that mindset and that philosophy to make them shift from that is James Houston and that defensive line in their front four.
That defensive line.
Here they come by now.
Here they come now, right on cue. Walking into the shot. But, you know, Dealer, when you talk about that, and it's a basic foundational principle of Dennis Thurman, stop the run, make them one-dimensional, and then our guys can tee off. We see Niles Gaddy and James Houston both come flying off the edge.
That's what it's going to take, man. You know, and Malik McClain just walked by a little early. Can't forget him. Imagine a situation where you got McClain. I'm doing the field. You got McClain. You got James Houston. You got Niles Gaddy. And one of those other linebackers, pick your mix. Aubrey Miller just walked by with Keontae Hampton. So I think the defense is going to be in for some testing today, but I think they're up to it as well.
Yeah. You take a look. Limited Florida A&M and Tennessee State to less than 250 total yards. So the defense has definitely been the talk of the town. But the other talk of the town, Shedeur Sanders, breakout performance last week, 30 of 40, 352 yards. Best passing performance by a Jackson State quarterback since, get this, 2014. So that was a heck of a performance when you talk about Shedeur Sanders and what he was able to do. Lamontae Ivy had last 400 yards for Jackson State back in 2014. Shedeur almost got there 362 last week.
And that's why I think, Chuck, that they're going to make an emphasis to try to keep him off the field. You know, you saw the same thing when Peyton Manning was at the University of Tennessee, or even when he was at the Colts. You saw it with, you know, Tom Brady when he's been with those classic matchups when he was with New England and even Tampa Bay. The longer you can keep the biggest weapon to score, the threat to score on the bench, the more opportunity you have. So I think they're going to try to control the clock with the run game. I think Dennis Thurman's defense is up to the task to make them shift from that. When you talk about the Sanders, can't help but talk about the Sanders family. In the past couple of games, Shedeur has not only had a brother on the field, he's had a brother on the sideline. And so we spent some time with Deion Sanders Jr. pregame and then postgame to talk about what it was like to be there to watch both his younger brothers play. And they had some good back and forth. So let's take a look at that clip, the Sanders brothers, if you will, last week in Memphis at the Southern Heritage Classic.
You showed up for FAMU and we won. You showed up for Memphis, we win. You know that means you got to come every week.
You know, we can talk about it. You know, my pocket's a little thin right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, it's getting pretty expensive, the hotel and everything. But nah, I'm gonna be here every game. I got to score.
Yeah, man. Tiger fans are really excited to see you and your sister on the sidelines, and I know they're gonna be more excited when y'all come out this tunnel with the team. A lot of energy, man. Your family means a lot to Jackson State.
We appreciate y'all for just accepting us and accepting us as part of y'all family. Not only we accepted you part of ours, but y'all accepted us as part of y'all's family. So yeah, we appreciate that. It's
all good, all love. I gotta tell you this though, I was the first GOAT order in Mississippi. Yeah.
I appreciate the love, my brother. I appreciate the love. God is great. Thank you, man.
Good deal. We're gonna catch you out on the sideline after the game. Tiger, legendary, Big Deion. Deion Sanders Jr., Shiloh Sanders, together in Memphis. How'd that feel?
Feels great, you know what I'm saying? We've been doing this since high school. We've been doing this for a long time, so it's nothing new to us. Beating these boys like this, you know what I'm saying? We've been doing this.
Now look, your brother was in Miami, we won. He's in Memphis, we won. He's got to come to every game, right?
In high school, he was every one of my games we won. So it is him. But we need someone to start funding his flights, though. Because we need to get his flights sponsored. Thank you.
So how did it feel witnessing your brothers on both sides of the ball get this big victory today?
It's a beautiful thing. I love being here. But it's not about me right now. It's about these young champions right here.
Shedeur, nearly 400 yards passing right here in Memphis, Tennessee.
We spoke it into existence. Hey, that's my brother. Yeah. We said 400 yards. Every week is a competition. Last week he had a better game than me. This week is me. Oh!
Hey, those are my brothers. Those are my brothers, guys.
We gave y'all the ball. We gave y'all the ball.
That was Shiloh, Shador Sanders, Deion Sanders Jr. The final score, Jackson State 38, Tennessee State 16. Southern Heritage Classics in the books. Another great one. The I Love, the pregame show, and our partners over at HBCU Game Day. Like, share, follow, subscribe. It's Bishop is Neely from Memphis, Tennessee.
Hey, Chuck, and we're back. Nice little segment ending that Southern Heritage Classic, talking with the Sanders brothers, little pregame conversation and postgame conversation to see their relationship and see how they even compete within the team.
That was awesome.
You hear Shiloh and Shador say, we see who's going to have the better game. Shiloh had the better game at FAMU. Shador claims the better game in Memphis. We'll see who has the better game tonight in Monroe.
Yes, indeed. That was a tremendous segment to get all three brothers there together, and you saw how close they are as a family. And you talked about the competition between them both.
Hey, Chuck, before we go to Around the Swac, we got Coach Ricard on. You had just mentioned him earlier. You're at his former home stadium, so I'm going to bring him on.
Okay.
Fellas, how y'all doing?
How you doing, Coach? This is a bit of a reunion for you. You're an alum of ULM. How does it feel to come back to where you became a star fullback?
Yeah, I mean, just full circle. I mean, I just actually got through coaching there from 2016 and 19, coaching the running back. So I'm looking forward to coming back, seeing familiar faces, and just us going out and getting off to a fast start and playing to the best of our ability.
About the Louisiana Monroe program and trying to get back on track, but talk a little bit about that program, especially your time here at ULM.
Well, I mean, I met a lot of great friends, guys that I'm still friends with now, and met a lot of good people. So that's when I say I look forward to going back and seeing some familiar faces. Met a lot of great people there, got my start there, and it propelled me to great things as far as making the NFL, getting my degree. So I have a number of fun memories of being back in Monroe.
I tell you what, Coach, and we appreciate everything that you're bringing to this Jackson State program. Special teams, huge punt return last week, Warren Newman, but your work with them, you stay on their neck, but they do a tremendous job, and it is the third phase, offense, defense, and of course, special teams.
Yes, and we just want to do our part. We want to make an impact on the game. In order for us to make an impact, we got to have impact players that understand their assignment and just executing, playing smart and being able to execute what you call them.
Yes, indeed, Coach. Well, we're going to let you get back to walkthrough. We know you're busy, and you guys will be here in a couple of hours. So looking forward to a huge special teams performance tonight.
Absolutely. See you soon.
Yes, indeed. That was Coach Alan Ricard. He is the special teams coach for our Jackson State football Tigers.
Yeah. I'm going to have to catch up with him because all that time he spent in Monroe, I'm sure he's got some Washita Pass winning stories too. I'm going to tell you about the one to pull that razor out, man, pull that box cut out on me. Hey, look, I'm trying to tell y'all, man, look, you mess around with Monroe women, you got to be ready for anything. They coming.
Be ready for anything. Speaking of
this is all out blitz.
Be ready for anything. That's what I have to do here with my partner, Neely. Be ready for anything. So, Washita Parish story.
Chuck, one thing we do before we come back to these Washita Parish women's stories. Listen, man, you have been putting together a wonderful segment that we called Around the Swac with Chuck Bishop. And I know that we had a Swac game on Thursday night, and the rest of the Swac games are getting underway this afternoon before we close it out with that evening kickoff. So tell us a little about Around the Swac, man. Let's go to that.
Yeah, let's go to that barn burner this past Thursday with Alabama A&M and Bethune-Cookman Swac East matchup. Alabama A&M was able to come out on top 30-27 on a lot of out-of-conference matchups. So let's take a look around the Swac. Week 3, a lot of great out-of-conference contests and some great in-conference contests as we get ready to go around the Swac here on the pregame show. Let's start her off. It is a huge Thursday night matchup. It is the Alabama A&M Bulldogs visiting Daytona Beach to take on the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. The Bulldogs come into this game 1-0 after defeating South Carolina State in Week 1. Bethune-Cookman 0-2. Two tough non-conference losses thus far on the season, but when we take a look at this early season Swac East showdown, Aquil Glass and his bevy of receivers, Abdul Fattah Ibrahim, Adu Hilaire, Xavier Moore, they get ready to take on this historically tough Bethune-Cookman defense led by Ontario Johnson and Caleb Sutherland. Should be a great one from Daytona Beach. That game will be on ESPNU. It is a 6:30 kickoff. Let's head over to Texas where the Houston Baptist Huskies 0-2. They visit the 1-1 Prairie View A&M Panthers. Let's take a look at the Panthers. They are led by quarterback Jawan Pass. Week 1, he passed for over 300 yards against Texas Southern. But let's take a look on the defensive side of the ball. They are led by Trashad Smith and Jason Dumas. Panthers 1-1, trying to defend their home turf against the Houston Baptist Huskies, who are led by sophomore quarterback Blaze Benson and senior linebacker Brennan Young. They dropped their home opener to Northern Colorado, but in that game, Brennan Young, he had 11 tackles. Look for that name. That'll be a 6 p.m. kickoff from the Hill, also known as Prairie View A&M University. We stay in Texas. Let's travel up to East Texas to Nacogdoches, Texas, where it'll be the Mississippi Valley State Delta Devils. They come into this game 0-1. They take on the 1-1 WAC Conference foe, Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks. We take a look at Mississippi Valley. They feature preseason All-Swac selectees, defensive back Caleb Brunson, running back Caleb Johnson, and of course the big man, defensive lineman Jerry Gardner. Texas, we take a look at Stephen F. Austin. They fell short in their upset bid of Texas Tech as they fall short 28-22, but they are led by the quarterback wide receiver duo of Trey Self. Thus far, he's completed 67% of his passes, and Xavier Gibson, who's caught 16 passes for 206 yards and a touchdown. 6 p.m. kickoff from Nacogdoches, Texas, Mississippi Valley State, and Stephen F. Austin. Let's travel back across the SWAC, back over into Florida. It'll be the Florida A&M Rattlers as they take on the University of South Florida Bulls. FAMU coming to this game 1-1, coming off a big victory over Fort Valley State. South Florida 0-2 thus far on the season. Let's take a look at the Rattlers. They are led by Legacy Bowl selectee wide receiver Xavier Smith. On the defensive side of the ball, they are led by defensive tackle Deontay Williams. Huge game against Fort Valley State. He had 3 tackles for losses and 2 sacks in that game. UCF defensively, they're led by safety Vincent Davis, Dwayne Boyles, and Antonio Greer. That will be a 6 p.m. kickoff from Raymond James Stadium. That game can be seen on ESPN+. Let's take it back over to Texas. The Grambling State Tigers, 0-2 coming into this contest, visit University of Houston, who are 1-1. Grambling, they are led by their trio of receivers, Cash Foley, Donald Johnson, and Kobe Ross. They go up against a tough offensive squad in U of H. They are led by quarterback Clayton Toon, who's thrown for 236 yards thus far in the season, and Antonio McCaskill. He rushed for 3 touchdowns as the Cougars retain their Bayou Bucket with a huge 44-7 win over Rice last week. Let's take it up now to Arkansas. University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. They get back into the fray this week as they were off last week. They take on Central Arkansas. UAPB 1-0 thus far on the season. Big, huge early season victory against Lane. Central Arkansas 0-2 coming into this contest. Of course, UAPB, they are led by Skylar Perry, who leads the Golden Lions in passing and rushing in their season opening win versus Lane. When we take a look at the Central Arkansas Bears, 2 of Central Arkansas Bears were honored this past week by the ASUN on Monday with weekly football honors. Sophomore defensive end Logan Jessup, he was named the ASUN Defensive Player of the Week, and freshman running back Tristan Smith was named the ASUN Freshman of the Week. Should be a tough one. Smith leads UCA's rushing attack. Last week he had 79 yards on 8 carries on an average of 9.9 yards per carry. It is the Bears' home opener. They kick this off at 6 p.m. Saturday when they welcome UAPB to First Security Field at Estes Stadium. Let's travel now down to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, as McNeese State 0-2. They visit the 1-1 Southern Jaguars. When we take a look at McNeese State, they are led by Cody Orgeron at quarterback. He's gone and set a McNeese State record for most consecutive pass attempts without throwing an interception, 159 straight. We take a look at the Southern Jaguars. They are coming off a huge 41-24 victory over Miles. In that game, Craig Nelson, 134 yards. Glendon, Bubba McDaniel, he also went 10 of 13 for 140 yards through the air. 6 p.m. kickoff from A.W. Mumford Stadium in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Let's travel over now to Alabama, Mobile, as the Alcorn State Braves 1-1. They visit South Alabama, the Braves. Big win last week against Northwestern State. Felix Harper, he threw for over 200 yards. Jawan Taylor and Solomon Wise, they combined for over 17 tackles in that 13-10 over Northwestern State. South Alabama, from the Sun Belt Conference, they are 2-0, and they are led by quarterback Jake Bentley and running back Terrion Avery, who rushed for 82 yards in their huge win over Bowling Green last week. It'll be the Braves visiting South Alabama. That game is a 6 p.m. kickoff as well in Mobile. And finally, we finish up with Jackson State, your 2-0 Tigers. They take on the UL Monroe Warhawks, who are 0-1 thus far on the season. We have to start Swac Players of the Week, Shador Sanders, 30 of 40, 362 yards, and 3 touchdowns. 30 completions, set a new Southern Heritage Classic record as he distributed the ball last week to a total of 9 different receivers in that huge win with Jackson State over Tennessee State. Not to be outdone on the defensive side of the ball, James Houston, 4.5 sacks last week. He also had 5 tackles for a loss, 10 tackles total. And of course, the cherry on top of the Sunday, Warren Newman, Swac Player of the Week from the specialist standpoint. He had an 81-yard punt return, huge punt return in that game against Tennessee State. ULM, they are led by wide receiver Boogie Knight, the Akron transfer. He emerged as ULM's most productive offensive threat. He had 6 catches for 58 yards, but the Warhawks were limited to 87 yards on 63 plays and 12 first downs in that opening week loss to the University of Kentucky. It'll be a 7 p.m. kickoff from Monroe, Louisiana. Jackson State taking on the ULM Warhawks. And folks, that is week 3 around the Swac. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the Pregame Show with Charles Bishop and Neely. And welcome back to the Pregame Show here on the Black College Sports Network. Charles Bishop and Neely. A lot of great action around the Swac, Neely. When you take a look, we got some of these Swac Southland matchups today. I always need to get those recruiting battle wins. Today, you got Alcorn, South Alabama, and you also have Southern playing McNeese State. So, you got to get those regional victories.
Speaking of regional victories, we got a regional game. Offense is coming out of their walkthroughs. Let me give you all a little peek in on the defense and their walkthroughs. So the defense is in here. I'm whispering y'all, but that's Coach Dennis Thurman, Coach Jeff Weeks giving out some last-minute instructions there. DeJohn Nugget Warren in the purple do-rag there talking to C.J. Holmes. Aubrey Miller there giving out instructions with James Hunter. Of course, Shiloh back in the back there, safety position. So they're doing their walkthroughs, Chuck, in the defensive room before we come out for lunch. And the offense is out of their walkthroughs, and they are out for lunch. And the lunch today is catered by Johnny T's, you know, where we are on Friday nights. So I'm gonna bring Johnny T over, Chuck, and Stacks. I'm gonna bring him over, and
Stacks, how you doing, my man?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Well, the owner of Johnny T's, man, and you are a landmark in Jackson. It is a must-stop for all celebrities, and you're catering Jackson State's football team today.
Yeah, man, we got the call, so we were glad to be a part of the whole movement. Coach Prime put in the call, and we responded.
Well, I know Coach Prime is you're one of his favorite restaurants, so it's only befitting that you cater today's meal for Jackson State. But talk a little bit about what's going on with Johnny T.
Oh wow, Johnny T's right now is on is in an expansion mode. We just opened up a new location in Omaha, Nebraska, and we're looking at the Gulf Coast and maybe even Las Vegas before the end of next year. So we're excited about the whole process.
Now, I have a lot of tourists who ask me where to go when they come to Jackson. I always tell them Johnny T's, but what should they order when they come to Johnny T?
Oh, wow. We have a competitive menu, as Chef likes to say. So, you know, we got the duck and the lamb and your hand-carved steaks. The pastas are made to order. The shrimp and grits is unmatched. That's a tough question. One of my personal favorites is the house special, though. Yeah, I would probably recommend the house special, yeah.
Yeah, definitely the house special, man. You're always gracious to us when we stop by. You've hosted us when we do our Friday shows. We're always appreciative for everything that you do for the pregame show.
Hey, that's what we're here for, man. That's my role.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, definitely appreciate it, Stacks.
No problem. Thank you, brother.
To it now. Yes, indeed. You got your hands full back there. No doubt, no doubt. Yes, indeed.
Now, Chuck, I normally get my plate made long before they come out, but I missed out today. They done beat you, boy, today.
I say they done beat you to the punch today. Yeah. Well, I tell you, some notes of note, Neely, we talked about these FBS, FCS matchups. FCS has knocked off FBS teams 8 times this season. The last time an HBCU did it was in 2018. It was North Carolina A&T knocking off East Carolina 28-23. The last time a Swac team knocked off an FBS team, it was actually awful in 1978. They beat Central Michigan 24-16.
Man, Chuck, I'm sorry I can't respond. I'm watching QB1 use the salad dressing. I done got hungry.
Yes, indeed. I see you got your hands full over there, Neil.
Yeah, just a little bit. Now, Chuck, you were on here earlier saying that at this golf course you whooped Coach Jason Phillips. Yeah, I don't think he agreed with that, Chuck. No, Chuck, don't get quiet now. Don't get quiet now. No, sir.
Yeah, Coach put it on me pretty good.
What you said earlier? Oh, now you want to change the story. Okay.
Of course you do it to me now.
I got to push under their bus. So the players are getting this good meal in before getting ready to hit the road. Like you said, Chuck, it's about a 100-mile ride, I-20 West over to Monroe. We're out here to Sheraton Resort out at Flowood. I think it's just been the hospitality connected to the Refuge Golf Course. Coaches here, players here, they just had offensive walkthroughs, defensive walkthroughs, getting lunch prepared by Johnny Teams. Then we're going to go over there and eat some Warhawk.
Yes, indeed. Final preparations before they make their way over here to Monroe. It is a quick 2-hour drive, 117 miles. First meeting between Jackson State and UL Monroe.
Yeah. And, you know, it's one of those things after we whoop up on them, might be the last meeting. You know, a lot of times when you have these money games, Chuck, they don't want to pay you to whoop them now. So we're going to get over there and try to make them change their mind about this relationship. You know, and as I was saying earlier, when you looked at Vegas, they came out earlier this week and had a 24-point spread there. That has narrowed the past 48 hours down to about 5 points is what Vegas is saying. So the players are excited, had their last walkthroughs, had some team meetings this morning. Going to be loading the buses soon and probably the next 40 minutes and getting ready to head over there where you are. Chuck, talk to us about the stadium. You know, a lot of our fans, because we've never played Monroe, haven't been to that stadium. What are the facilities like over there?
Yeah, facility, Malone Stadium was built in 1978. It seats 30,000, but you can see it over my shoulder. That's a beautiful facility. When you take a look, they have the VIP areas around the end zones. I'm looking to my right, and I can see our Jackson State tailgaters over here to our right. Jackson State fans, we got Dennis Driscoll. Dennis Driscoll popping in right now. But we got our Jackson State tailgaters over here to my right. They are adjacent to the soccer stadium and to the practice football field. But a lot of Jackson State fans have already made their way over here to Monroe. It's only a 2-hour drive. If you're still trying to make up your mind, make your way on over to Monroe and support our Jackson State Tigers in terms of what they're trying to get accomplished today.
Sure, Chuck, right on it with that, man. As you would say, no doubt about it, got plenty of time to get to Monroe. That's a 7 p.m. kickoff. So if you're in Jackson metro area, lots of time to get there. Case in point, we haven't left yet. Team is still here in Metro Jackson, getting ready to pack up in the next 40 minutes and head that way. So Chuck will be getting to the stadium just before 5 p.m. I saw Dennis hand you our passes. Don't lose our passes, Chuck.
No, I can't lose our passes.
I know you already broke into the press box, you know. You're doing like You doing what? Your grad school, Texas Southern. Remember they went on that trip and the band stole everything? Don't be breaking in up there now. Just come on now.
Oh, I was waiting on it. You know what? Let's take a look at our starters today for our Jackson State Tigers. We'll take a look on the offensive side of the ball. Shane Hooks, he'll be starting at wide receiver.
And I'm gonna flip my camera while you do that, Chuck. Give y'all some players still milling about there.
Sure thing.
So go right ahead.
Shane Hooks at wide receiver, 6'4", 205. Kylan Ritchie, the tight end, 6'4", 230. Tony Gray, 6'5", 310. Dimitri Jordan will be starting at left guard. The center is Caleb Graham. Right guard, Vincent Sampson. Right tackle, Cedric Dunbar, 6'4", 320. Son of all Swac punter, Cedric Dunbar. At the other wide receiver is Josh Lanier. Quarterback one is Shakor Sanders. On the opposite side of Shane Hooks is Keith Corbett, and the running back is Peyton Pickett. On the defensive side of the ball, defensive end, Niles Gaddy, 6'4", 230. Antoine Owens, he'll be plugging up the middle with Jamani Crane. Both of them are at the tackles. Right defensive end is James Houston. Keontae Hampton, Aubrey Miller are your linebackers in this 4-2-5 alignment. And your defensive backs, Dejon Nugget Warren, Cameron Selma Craig, CJ Holmes.
Chuck, and since you called Keontae's name with that depth chart, let's see what he's eating. He getting fruit. He getting ready. He getting ready. You know, Chuck, I like interrupting you. Go right ahead.
No doubt. John Huggins is one of the DBs, and the other DB is Kevin Williams. Our special teamers, the short kickoff, Glenn Messiah. He is the short range specialist on field goals. The long range is Bailey Rayburn. Punter, Lane McGregor. Paxton Branning is your long snacker. Kick returner, Josh Lanier. And, of course, punt returner. Big 81-yard punt return last week was Warren Newman from Edna Carr, New Orleans.
Yeah, and the car showed out last night, man. Had a national TV game just showing y'all meal room as guys are fixed their place and they're sitting down, and there's a walk toward the front of the hotel to get on the bus there. But excellent reporting on that depth chart there, Chuck. People can't get that anywhere else but in Pregame, Chuck.
And speaking of which, we always want to thank our sponsors.
Hey, Chuck, watch this. Watch me get that roll.
I knew you were going to get the roll. I saw the bread in the background. I said, he got him. But let me be sure to thank our sponsors who did such a tremendous job of helping us provide the pregame show for all our Jackson State fan base. The Cochran firm, definitely want to shout them out. Definitely Project Architect, Jeff Good with the various restaurants, Salad Mookie's, Bravo, Broad Street Bakery. And man, Day one, we're talking about a lot of great people who are just doing a tremendous job in terms of helping the pregame show get out there for our Jackson State fan base.
What you buy that roll, Chuck?
I see you with the roll.
Man, Shane Hook's got a big plate. I think he'd bring that to me. Lotto, that's my plate. My plate, that, Chuck.
Yes, indeed.
That's Lotto and Shane Hooks. So just giving y'all the sights and sounds of the hotel while I finish eating this big old roll.
Yeah, I know. Well, this time you can't bring me a plate. You normally bring me a plate from.
You know, Chuck, I normally hand it. Somebody hit me this morning about that. Asked me was I the new Uber Eats and gonna bring you a plate again. That plate will be gone by the time I get the bovine.
Yeah, I'm about to say it'll be gone before you get the bovine. Yes, indeed, buddy. Well, I tell you what, let's take a quick break here on the Black College Sports Network, and we'll come back with some more sights and sounds from today.
If I'll be finished with that roll by then, huh?
I know, right? Let's go to a quick commercial.
This is Brian Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, This is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together we can be the change.
I'm returning Clinton Paris and Tampa.
And welcome back to the pregame show. And look who has stopped by, Coach Michael Pollock. Welcome into the pregame show.
Man, we're glad to be here, guys.
Well, you know, as always, our fans want to know, tell us what it is that you've seen from this UL Monroe defense that we're getting prepared for.
Well, they run a lot of different fronts and coverages, and they got a lot of exotic blitzes they do. The defensive coordinator used to be with Brent Venables at Clemson. So they try to do a lot of things like Coach Venables does, and it's a very exotic looks that we'll see sometimes. But I feel like we're locked in, and we feel like we know where they're coming from, and I think we're ready.
You know, Coach, that offense really got cooking in the second half in the Southern Heritage Classic last week. What were some of the keys to really getting our offense up and going?
Well, just playing with consistency, not shooting ourselves in the foot. You know, in the first half, anytime we had a negative play, we started the game off with two great positive plays, and we had a negative play, and it's hard to overcome those. You know, so we just got to limit negative plays. You know, I told the guys, I said, if we just get back to the line of scrimmage, we got a chance because we've got that kind of explosion with our offense, with the players that we're able to get the ball to. So we just want to make sure we limit negative plays, limit penalties, and just keep things going forward.
Sure thing. 8 times this season already we've seen FCS teams knock off an FBS team. What are the keys to Jackson State getting this victory today?
Well, I just think understanding we have a chance, and that we have a very competitive team that you know, believing in ourselves and doing the things that Coach Prime talked about. You know, we're not going down there to just be anybody's whipping boy. We're down there to win the football game, and we got the talent, we've got the ability to win the football game. So we got to play with that kind of confidence and play with that kind of intensity and that kind of belief in ourselves. And I think if we do that, we'll be fine.
Well, Coach, we always thank you for stopping by the pregame show. We're going to let you get back to locking in and getting ready for this contest. You guys got a 2-hour drive over here. Looking forward to seeing you when you get over.
Appreciate it, guys. We're excited. Thank y'all.
Yes, indeed. That was Coach Michael Pollock, co-offensive coordinator for Jackson State. Neely, great job, buddy, bringing another coach in.
Well, we got one more for you. You know, life is about balance, Chuck. You can't talk offense and not talk
defense.
There you go, Chuck. We had special teams coach on, had Coach Pollock on right now. We got linebackers Coach Hart is coming up. And only on the pregame show can you get this kind of information right before the kickoff. Hold on.
Yes, indeed.
Tiger Nation.
Yes,
Tiger
indeed.
Nation. What up, baby?
There you go, Coach Andre Hart. Welcome into the pregame show.
2-0. Am I doing that right? Is this left or right? I don't know.
2-0. Look at it. It looks 2-0 to me.
Yeah.
Well, I asked Coach Michael Pollock what it is that he saw from a defensive standpoint with UL Monroe. But when you take a look at UL Monroe's offense, we know Rich Rodriguez, he likes to run that spread and he likes to get those plays in quick. What have you seen thus far from ULM in their one game against Kentucky?
I think you just said it. That's the biggest challenge for us is the tempo. I mean, they're snapping the ball probably right around 23 to 24 seconds left on the clock, which is a nice steady pace. You can see the offensive line. They're attacking their blocks, but they're not being so physical where they're off balance because they want to line up quick. So when you watch the tape, as soon as the play is ran, those offensive linemen are kind of getting in the way, making sure they put their butt in the hole where the running back's going to go or slide to protection. But as soon as the ball is spotted, they right back on it and they snapping that ball again. I think they got like 150, 160 plays off in that Kentucky game. So that's impressive. And I think that's going to be our biggest challenge because you can't make any mistakes when the team goes tempo.
One of the things that normally rears its head when you have these FBS versus FCS matchups is depth. When you talk about trying to get subs in and trying to keep guys fresh, what preparations has Jackson State been doing in terms of getting prepared for, like you mentioned, the number of snaps that ULM is trying to get off?
I'm telling you, it's almost like hockey at practice right now. You know how they sub in hockey? They run off and run off. It's almost like that. But I guess the biggest thing we try to tell our kids is if they do not throw an incomplete pass, or if there's no penalty on the play, we have to line up and be ready to play. I mean, we got to suck it up and be ready to play unless we need to burn the timeout and make some adjustments. But those are really the only two times you're going to have an opportunity to sub, is if they throw incomplete pass or if there's some type of penalty on the play that you can get guys in and out.
Well, you know, they say defenses kind of match the personality of the defensive coaches. Our defense is playing with a lot of swagger. Your linebackers are flying all over the place. 8 sacks last week against Tennessee State. Talk a little bit about what you've seen these first 2 games from our defense.
A lot of confidence, a lot of playing together. Play fast, play hard, play together. Smart, tough, fast, disciplined football is what we're seeing. Attack-style defense. And like you said, I think you said 8 sacks last game. I think that means we have 11 in 2 games. Yes, 11 sacks in 2 games is very impressive. So I'm very happy with the defense and what they're doing right now. I can't wait to see what they do tonight against a tempo team.
And I've heard you say this foundational principle: stop the run, make a team one-dimensional. Same foundational principle today as well, right?
Yes, I think so. I think it follows that same path. Even though they're a tempo team, they want to run by committee with their running backs. So I think if we do that and make them one-dimensional, where if you're just running tempo off of pass, there's a lot more opportunities to make mistakes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
Got my boy Ham. That's one of the studs right here, man.
Yes, indeed. Keontae Hamilton, all Swac linebacker.
All Swac linebacker. He either gonna give me paid or give me 5.
There you go. There you go. All right, well, Coach Hart, man, we always appreciate you stopping by the pregame show and giving us tremendous insight on what we should be looking for today.
Absolutely. Love it, man. D.I. Love, man. Let's go.
No doubt. D.I. Love. Go Tigers.
Yes, sir.
Coach Andre Hart, linebackers coach for the Jackson State Tigers. Hey, man, that's tremendous insight.
Hey, Chuck. Come on, man. This pregame show.
Pregame show. That's
man,
what our fan base expects.
We bring it, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, we bring it, man.
Yes,
we bring it. You never know what you're gonna get, man. Embedded with the team. They're starting to wrap up for lunch and get ready to head. Get last stuff out the rooms, get the buses loaded. So I'm headed back around to the front myself. But we're gonna be getting out here in a little while. And getting off the pregame show live, man. Chuck, you're there at the stadium. I hear the team hotel. We're about to head to Monroe, where you are.
Yes.
So traveling gracious to everybody that's leaving Jackson, headed over to Monroe. I'm gonna camp out here a second, Chuck. How about this?
Sure thing.
And we'll be good to go in a little while, man. We got one more segment to roll. That was a preview of this game. We can get to that, then we'll get ready to wrap up. Get out of here. How about that, Chuck?
Yes, that sounds like a winner.
As they get ready for the University of Louisiana Monroe. Game's going to take place Saturday at 7 p.m. Tigers are up and ready, 2-0, having defeated FAMU and Tennessee State. Now they come back a little further south and take I-20 West over to Monroe on Saturday night. It's a game that is described as the Tigers as an underdog, but Coach Prime is not buying into that.
I don't care who they are. I really don't. Winning is winning. I don't care what plate you serve it on. Formidable opponent. About, first of all, let's get that straight. It's going to be very emotional because we're going to celebrate my late great head coach Bobby Bowden, and I think we're going to wear a decal on both teams want to wear a decal on their helmets to commemorate that. But we just want to go out there and execute, do what we're blessed to do, excel. We're going to find out who some players really are this week because you're going to have a real formidable opponent that we supposed to lose by all accounts. We don't supposed to be in this game, right? We getting paid to get beat, right? We getting paid to get beat.
Yes, sir.
We'll see how that works out.
Mm-hmm. Their team would remind me of any Group of 5 team out there in the way the talent was. The infusion of talent they got out of the portals was extraordinary. I thought for the FCS level of play and the number of players that they got, and they'll be very, very talented football team. And so we've got and maybe more talented than us. We've got to go out there now and have a great week of preparation and great practice because they've got weapons on the field all over. The quarterback, of course, that's Coach Sanders' son at quarterback. 75%, 291 yards a game, no interceptions, 3 touchdowns, doing everything right as a freshman quarterback. And they like to throw the ball, and they've got three or four receivers that they'll go to mostly, but they'll mix it around, throw it to a lot of people. They got I know Lanier, who transferred to Alabama, is a very good receiver, is the one they had there, because Warren Newman and Javante Rucker are all 3 guys catching a lot of balls, and they are very good in the receiving standpoint. Their running back, Peyton Pickett, they haven't run the ball that much. They've been so committed to passing in their first 2 games. But Pickett, their tailback, averages about 4.5 yards a carry. They just haven't they have decided not to run it very much in those 2 games. And we'll be interested to see how they will work against us. I would imagine with the way Kentucky threw it on us, there'll be a good chance we better be ready for some passing attack against Jackson State to come there against us.
We'll be there Saturday night, bringing you exclusive coverage from the pregame show and HBCU game day.
Things will happen to
books.
Okay. And welcome back into the pregame show. Nearly tremendous game preview for tonight's matchup. 7 o'clock kickoff. Jackson State, UL Monroe here from Malone Stadium here in Monroe, Louisiana. Any final thoughts over there from the team hotel?
Well, that guy walking off right there, that was Shane Hooks. I had him, but you started talking too long. So yeah, he left. Yeah, I just had to dig at you. So no, we're here live at the team hotel, man. I've kind of sequestered myself away from the hustle and bustle as we load the buses. That's why I got the stunners on, man. You know, got to get right.
Get the stunners on.
We're driving west, Chuck. And where does the sun set?
It sets in the west, yes.
So you got to have the shades ready, man. So it's just, it's little things like that you have to mind.
There you go.
You know, I got the AD walking by. See if you want to come on real quick.
Yeah, let's make sure we bring the AD.
AD, you want to hop on real quick before we wrap up the live? Yeah, here you go, Chuck.
AD Ashton Robinson, welcome into the pregame show.
Chuck done beat us there, man.
How you doing? I'm excited today. Welcome to be here. I want to come off and see my team off today. I want to play for Traveling Graces. All our teams compete this weekend. But it's very exciting time. Coach Prime is very excited. I see the eyes on our kids. I saw them the last couple of days. So it's an exciting time for Jackson State. I think we're going to make history today.
Yeah, you know, A.D. Robinson, not only do we have Jackson State, UL Monroe today, but tell us where our other teams are today.
Well, we got volleyball. That's a Mississippi State tournament today. This weekend. We got soccer traveling to Georgia tomorrow. We got tennis, the HBCU Classic in Atlanta. And then we got cross country in La Tech this weekend. So a lot of exciting things going on this weekend. Yes, we have 5 or 6 sports competing this weekend. So everybody come out and support Jackson State University athletics and support our student athletes and our coaches. And I want to thank our alumni and our supporters and our fans. And most importantly, Chuck, I want to thank our student athletes. We have the best student athletes in the country. We have the best students in the country. And I want to continue to support our students and our student athletes as we continue to grow Jackson State University.
Yes, indeed. In terms of growing Jackson State University, huge week coming up next week, our home opener.
Right.
Tell us about some of the things going on as we prepare for that home opener against Delta State.
Next week, very exciting week. Ashton Robinson WC Garden Classic week. Starting on Wednesday, we're doing something a little different this year. We're going to have a bowling tournament to support our bowling team at 6 p.m. And then on Thursday, of course, the golf tournament with that morning 9 o'clock shotgun start. Very excited about that. We almost sold out on that one. On Friday, we will have 2 events on Friday. We have a happy hours at 4, and then we got a private event. But if you're an AD's club member, you got that invitation. So we got a private event on Friday, support our AD's club members and support a lot of our donors and our cabinet. Our president will be there as well. And then on Saturday, we're going to play some exciting football. It's going to be the Red Out Saturday. I want everybody to come out and support the Red. I understand Jackson State University. We are blue and white. But we're going to have different colored jerseys to support our student athletes. It's a great recruiting tool. We want to make sure that our student athletes are happy as we support them. I always say, we're going to eat good, we're going to look good, we're going to travel good, and we're going to represent Jackson State University good. And those are the things that we're going to do, and we're going to graduate some student athletes. So everybody come out next week and support. It's going to be the big week for me. But most importantly, Chuck, Thursday is a great day. I just want you to remember that Thursday is a great day. So I want all my supporters, alumni, everybody to come out and support on Thursday. You'll know why in a little while. I think I'll be 21 on Thursday, Chuck.
Yes,
21.
indeed.
The new 21.
The new 21. Looking forward to it.
The new 21.
Exactly. He is the best AD in the business, Ashley Robinson. Always thank you for stopping by the pregame show.
And I thank you, and I really appreciate what you all are doing. I really appreciate it. I love the pregame show. Go Tigers.
Yes, sir. Go Tigers. Ashley Robinson, best AD in the business, Daily. He keeps us rocking and rolling, man.
Chuck, let me tell you something, man. You know, the pregame show with the support of AD Robinson, you just heard from the Coach Prime, many other coaches with their programs too are embedded in this program because they want you guys, the fans, the alums, the supporters, to hear stuff straight from the Tigers' mouth, to get that interaction, to get those sights and sounds you don't normally get to see just by purchasing a game ticket, because it helps us grow funds and grow program dollars and get that kind of support when you see what's taking place behind the scenes. So it's always exciting to be here with the team, to bring you those interviews from the coaches, bring you interviews from AD Robinson, to work with JSU TV, JSU Radio there at halftime and post game, to bring you Coach Prime. So Chuck, things are winding down here. It's approaching 2:30. Load the bus time. Going to be wheels out of the parking lot at 2:45. So about 20 minutes from now, we're going to be headed your way, Chuck, and we'll be pulling up there to do a little damage to the Warhawks. Glad you made it there safely from Houston this morning. Got to shout you out, man. And got to extend, man, condolences and appreciation to your cousin. I know you lost a family member. You were still able to make a trip, and your cousin was a big supporter of the pregame show. So in their name and honor, you were able to still make this trip. Someone's walking with my grown daughter walking by playing with me, Chuck, while I'm trying to be sentimental. It's always somebody's grown daughter.
Always
Chuck,
somebody's grown daughter.
The pregame show, man, is just lockstep with the athletic department. You heard that from AD Robinson, the support for all the sports. I know we do a lot of football shows because it's football season. And frankly, that's the cash cow. That's the gas that runs the engine. Hell, it is the engine. So there's some things that are just nature that where it becomes a football thing during the fall, but we haven't got about volleyball and soccer. Women's and men basketball will be starting up soon, so we're going to be covering that. But today, Chuck, first things first. We're heading over to Monroe. We're playing up, as they call it, the money games they call it. We're underdogs, they say, but Coach Prime and the team are not buying into that. They literally believe, I believe, you believe, Tiger Nation believe, we're going to go to Monroe and win this ball game.
You better believe. And you know what? And in closing, in the words of the immortal, Coach Edward Listen, Coach Lip, we got a team, by golly. We're going to fight, by golly. We're going to win, by golly. Until next week, everybody, it's the pregame show, Bishop and Neely on the Black College Sports Network.